I have a lot of you guys comment every single day about how one day you want to work at Subway, so I thought I'd give you guys some advice and tips that I've learned off of 5 years working here. The first thing you should know is that you're not just going to be making subs all day, you're going to be cutting up veggies and doing dishes and a bunch of other stuff while you're working, and you're practically around food all day, so if your stomach gets hungry easily, this might not be the job for you, I'm going to be honest. It's a fun job, and the pay is decent with tips. I've talked about this before, but you got to be on a different level of broke to fill a water cup up with soda. So honestly, I don't think I'd ever really get mad at that because, you know, I kind of used to do it as a kid when I went out to eat. But now looking back at it as like a business owner, I can understand why it makes a couple business owners upset. But at the end of the day, listen, it is what it is. But if you come into my Subway, you fill up a water cup with soda, I'm calling you out on the spot. I promise that. I literally try to reply to as many comments as humanly possible for every video. But if you didn't know, at some point when you reply to too many comments, TikTok doesn't let you comment anymore. It'll usually say something like you're commenting too fast right now or take a break. So if you ever see an upload of mine and I'm not responding to any of the comments, that's why. I promise I don't hate you and I really want to reply to as many people as I can because I know you guys love it. So on videos like this, for example, I'm blocked from commenting, so I can't. Getting chips on my sandwich was always a staple of my childhood. So when people ask me if I could put Doritos on their sub or even any type of chips, I'm always gonna say yes. What kind of an evil person would ever say no to a child asking them to put Doritos on their sub? I know I wouldn't. So if you go to Subway and you're confident enough and you want chips on your sandwich, definitely just ask. And this is for a lot of things in life too. Whatever you want in this life, all you gotta do is ask. The worst that can happen is they say no. So I try my best to never touch the meat and cheese with the same gloves on. But whenever I start changing my gloves, my comments always tell me you're wasting so much plastic. So honestly, at times, I have no idea what to do. I mean, if somebody comes in and they don't want us touching meat and cheese at the same time, they could always ask us and we could grab anything from the back for them. I mean, I understand the preferences and everything, but you just have to let us know. What do you guys think? Subway is actually an amazing job, and I'm going to teach you guys how to craft the perfect sandwich today. First things first, you're going to have to grab your bread and slice it in half. Then you're going to grab your meats. This is an Italian BMT with bacon on top, so we got some salami, pepperoni, ham, and bacon to put onto it. At first, it's really hard to separate the meats from one another, but after a short amount of time, you'll get used to it, I promise. After we put the bacon onto the sandwich, we got to grab our cheese. For this sandwich, we used provolone cheese. And this customer wanted it toasted, so we got to toss it into the toaster. So many of you guys have been asking me if I quit Subway. No, of course I didn't quit Subway, guys. Come on now. Right now, I'm just in Florida visiting Dylan, and we're making ice cream. He's teaching me how to make ice cream. I'll be back in New Jersey and at Subway back on Monday, so don't worry. I can never leave Subway. Come on, it's what made me, and you guys love the Subway content, so I would never do that. But if I'm being honest, working at Cold Stone is so much fun. I have so much respect for both jobs. Why don't you quit Subway? Because you make a lot of money from sponsorships and TikTok. This is a completely fair question. I get asked this question a lot by customers that even come into the store. If we're being real, right now I could be making enough money doing this that I don't really need to go to Subway, but that wouldn't be real. I built this entire platform off of Subway, and I've been working at Subway almost like 1/4 of my life. And my parents desperately need me, so it would be completely unfair for me to put them into the dark. And at the end of the day, family means a lot more than money. Do you have a consistent customer, like someone who comes in every day or every week? Ah, yes. I like to call this customer Bill. Usually, it's the same exact sandwich every time, but every now and then, he'll change up what type of cheese or what type of sauce he gets on it. But I haven't seen Bill in about a few weeks, so Bill, if you're out there, I miss you, buddy. Please come back. Subway isn't the same without you, Bill. Has anyone ever gotten mad because you didn't give them their order for free? So I don't think anyone's ever gotten mad because I didn't give them their order for free. That would be kind of ridiculous. But recently we took away the sandwich of the day, which was a $6 footlong at Subway. And I'm not gonna lie, there were a few people that were kind of upset. But like every single one of those sandwiches costs either $6.79 or $6.99. So that's like 79 cents more, 99 cents more. I literally had people walk out of Subway and listen, man, it's just 79 cents. I don't know what to tell you. Has anyone said they know you and seen you before at Subway when you haven't? Guys, this actually happens every single day now. I have you guys always come into my Subway store, which is located in Cedar Grove, New Jersey, by the way. And you'll always come in and be like, yo, what's up, Milad? And I'll be like, did he just say my name? And it still happens to this day. I mean, it must have happened over like 50 times now, maybe even 100. So yes, people do come in and they recognize me and I don't know who they are, but then I always ask, what's your name? And I learn a little bit about you. You learn a little bit about me. It's always a fun time. How did I not know your parents own the Subway? A lot of you guys already know this, but a lot of you guys don't know about this. Yes, my parents own the Subway that I work at. Call me the owner's son. Call me whatever you want. But if I'm being real, working at your parents' restaurant has its privileges. I mean, whenever we aren't busy, which doesn't really happen anymore. That was like months ago that would happen. But I got to scroll on TikTok just about all the time. And you can never complain about the free food. How many Karens do you come across a day? So before I started making TikToks, it was honestly at least one Karen a day. But I think for some reason they've become completely scared of my store or coming and interacting with me. So now it's literally like 2 Karens a week if I'm lucky. Or maybe I've just gotten so used to some people being Karens that I don't notice. But either way, I might go undercover at other Subways to find more. Well, in case you guys didn't know, I'm officially sponsored by Subway, and this is week 3 of picking your guys' sandwiches from the comments. So I need you guys to drop whatever your favorite sandwich order is from Subway in this comment section right here. I'm going to pick one, and you're going to get featured on Subway's official TikTok page. It's kind of crazy how we actually got sponsored by Subway, guys. Never in a million years would I have thought this would be possible, but we're here now, so we got to leave a good impression. Drop me your sandwich order. I want to make it and try it. Have you almost gotten fired? So as most of you know, my parents own the store, so it's really hard for me to get fired. But there was this one time where I broke our oven, and when I was talking to my mom, she was really upset with me. I mean, I don't usually ever get into fights with my parents at all, but this was one of the rare times, and I seriously thought they were about to fire me from the store, even though I work for free, and I work just about every day. But everything just resolved after like an hour, and I wasn't fired. Funniest story with a customer and their family. So I had a mom walk in with her 2 sons one day, and they were ordering their sandwiches. Everything was going normally, and out of nowhere, the 2 brothers just started fighting. It started off with words with them saying, "You smell, you smell." These were like 8-year-old kids, and they literally just started swinging at each other out of nowhere, and the mom was like, "Hey, knock it off, boys." Me and the mom started laughing about it afterwards. Has anyone tried to steal something from your Subway? This has happened many times, and just about every single time they get caught. But yeah, usually they'll try to steal a pack of cookies or a drink on their way out or a bag of chips, and every time I'll call them out. I'll be like, "Hey, you didn't pay for that." And when they're coming to the counter to ring it up because they got caught, I'll try to throw something slick in, like, "Your mom wouldn't be proud that you're stealing from a Subway." Did you ever have to close the Subway because of danger nearby? So about 2 years ago on our road, we actually had a gas leak right underneath our Subway location and the buildings around us. And my store is on a very major street in my city, so it was kind of a scary thing. That was like the one time that we had to close besides like a blizzard or a hurricane in the past couple of years. Thank God that gas leak didn't turn out to be anything, and they fixed it after about like 4 hours, I'm pretty sure. What about an entitled customer's I know the owner moment? I had a customer come in a few years back at the old Subway that I used to work at, and he came in with an extreme attitude, and literally every single thing that I was doing, he started complaining about. When I was ringing him up, he told me, "Hey, you gotta fix a lot of these things or else I'm gonna have to tell your boss. I mean, I know the owner of this place." And right there and then I was like, "Well, you could go ahead and tell my parents. I'll literally tell them about this. What's your name?" And then he kind of brushed it off and paid his total and left. What's the rudest thing someone has said? So I've had a couple of friends in real life and a couple of people that have walked into the store say this to me before. A lot of the times they'll assume that because I work at Subway, I'm not the brightest person. And I find it completely unfair if I'm being honest. I mean, just because you have a job at a fast food place, it doesn't mean that you're not a smart person. Maybe you're just young and looking for a way to pay your bills. Either way, whenever I hear somebody say that under their breath to one of their friends at the store, it always makes me kind of upset. Do your favorite sandwich and the girls got you with 1 million likes. Alright, well, let's see if the girls really got me. So this is my childhood sub. I have a lot of sandwiches that I like, but I don't think any sandwich compares to this one. It just brings back so much nostalgia, and putting Doritos onto a sub. Listen, if you haven't tried it, you gotta try this at least once in your life. Alright, girls, let's see what you can do. Do only condiments. I dare you. You already know I can't back down from a dare, so these are all the condiments onto a mini sub just because I didn't want to waste bread. And you guys always wonder what condiments we have at my Subway, so we have mayo, barbecue sauce, Caesar, mustard, light mayo, chipotle, honey mustard, ranch, sweet onion sauce, hot sauce, oil and vinegar, and a little bit of guacamole. So yeah, just know Malad never backs down from a dare. Do you ever get hungry while making the food? This happens literally all the time. I'll be on shift and I'll be starving, and when you're on shift, you're usually really busy, so you don't really have a chance to stop and eat. So I'll literally be making a customer's food and be like, "I want this so bad right now." And sometimes a customer will actually give me a sandwich order that looks so good that right after they leave, I just have to make it for myself. But that's only if I have time. Has a mother ever threw a hissy fit at their child because they're taking too long? So there was this time a mom came into my Subway with 2 of her kids, and they were literally just running around the store chasing each other. The mom was just standing there, and at some point she had finally had enough and screamed, "Guys, come here, order your sandwiches right now." And the kids looked at her for literally a second, and then continued to start running around again. Honestly felt for that mom that day. What was your happiest day at Subway or your best day? So a few Sundays ago, I had a family that drove 50 minutes to come see me, and this was one of the first times I had fans that drove a far distance come into the store, and it honestly shocked me. They brought such a positive energy into the store, and if I'm being honest, before they arrived, I was kind of in a funk. But then they came to the store, and they were laughing with me, they were joking around, and the kids seemed so happy. So by far, that's one of my best days at Subway, and I'll probably remember that day for the rest of my life. I always wanted to know, but how did your parents end up buying a Subway? So about 40 years ago, my parents immigrated together from Iran to this country. There was war going on in Iran, so they moved here, and my mom got a job at JCPenney, and my dad did construction. For about 10 to 15 years, they saved up enough money so that they could build a business together, and Subway just happened to be one of the cheapest franchises to buy into at the time, so they picked that. 22 years later, here we are. Straight up most awkward moment. So this happens a lot of times. I'll have a customer come in and ask me if I could follow them on Instagram, TikTok, or whatever platform. And before I say this, I want it to be clear that I love all of my followers. Like, you guys are literally what made me. But it's really hard because I can't really follow anybody that I don't know. Because if somebody puts out content that's inappropriate and somebody else goes and sees that I'm following that person, it becomes really tough on me. And it's even more awkward when they just walk in and ask me that and then leave. Who is the meanest person to you? So honestly, all my customers are pretty nice, but there's this guy that always comes in, and I'm really bad at memorizing sandwich orders, and this guy always expects me to memorize his sandwich order ingredient for ingredient. So whenever I ask him what kind of sandwich he wants or what kind of cheese he wants, he rolls his eyes at me and always goes, "You should probably know this by now, shouldn't you?" And I'm like, dude, I make hundreds of sandwiches a day. No shot on memorizing your order. What do your parents think about your TikTok page? So in the beginning, my mom actually wasn't a fan of it because I was eating a lot more Subway, and that meant that I was messing up the supply and the spreadsheets of Subway a lot more, so she had to do a lot of extra work. But now, they love it. There literally won't be a day that goes by without my parents going, "Are you gonna go live on TikTok? Or are you making TikToks today?" And I'm like, "Yes, mom and dad, I make TikToks every day, don't worry." So yeah, they really love it now, and I love them for it. I mean, without them, I wouldn't even have the ability to be doing this. What's your worst nightmare at Subway? So my worst nightmare is one of 2 things. One is being robbed. I mean, that would be terrifying. And the second one has actually happened to me once before. It's completely running out of bread. For a half hour to 45 minutes, we literally had no bread to serve to customers. And the customers were definitely annoyed, but at least we had flatbread and a couple of wraps left. Car reveal. You know I got you guys, but it's not going to be what you expect. You're probably expecting me to drive something pretty nice or something like luxurious, you know? But I'm a Subway worker. This is my 2012 Nissan Altima. If I'm being completely honest, this isn't even my car. I share it with my brother. So yeah, there's not much to it. I mean, it's been in an accident before, you know. Definitely not a Maserati or a Lamborghini. But give me a year and I guarantee this thing's going to become a chariot. I'm actually the owner moment. So about a month ago, I had a woman walk into Subway and start complaining to me about all the prices. She was talking to me about how everything is so expensive and how our business is going to go out of business if it keeps being this expensive. At the end, she tells me, "You should really tell your boss or whoever owns this place to lower all the prices." And at that moment, I was like, that's my parents. And the look on her face just completely shifted. She basically just trash talked us in front of me for like 5 minutes straight. Milad, what language do you speak? I always wonder. Well, as you can tell right now, I speak English fluently. I also know Farsi because I'm Persian, so to my Persian family, salam, shoma chetorin. And lastly, I do speak a little bit of Spanish. So for all of my Spanish family out there, chupapi muñeño. Hopefully that clears things up. Can you do parents' face reveal? I'll do you one even better. I'll do a parents' sub reveal. This is my dad's Subway sandwich order that he's literally gotten every day for the past 11 years. There's so many ingredients on it that I can't even name them all. And he gave me such specific instructions to make this sandwich. I've shown it once before and I've said it. It looked gross to me at first, but then I tried it. And I gotta say, this was probably one of the best subs I've ever had. Nice sub, Dad. How long have you been working at Subway? Including today, it's been exactly 5 years, 5 months, and 17 days. I started working at Subway on my 16th birthday, which was September 30th, 2015. And honestly, the time flies. Most of you guys know this though, and honestly, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, I've basically been at Subway since I was like 3 years old. Here's a picture of me as a child in front of a Subway. So yeah, it's definitely been a journey, and we gotta think of something special to do for the 6-year anniversary, guys. What day do you work? So I have a lot of you guys that come to the store, but you don't get to see me because you don't know what my schedule is. So basically, I work every single day except for Monday and Saturday. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly what time I work, but just know that my hours are either from 10 until 2 or from 3 until 8. Hopefully, I get to meet more of you guys. And if you came to the store and you didn't see me, I'm so sorry. I love meeting you guys, so maybe just try again. What would you be doing if you didn't work at Subway? So before this whole COVID pandemic hit, I applied for an internship at Facebook, and I know some of you guys might not like that, but I basically got through the second coding round. I was going to be a software engineer intern there, and during my interview rounds, we literally had a pandemic hit, so they let go of every single person that was interviewing and said we can't bring on any interns right now, but in the end, it all worked out. I love this job much more immensely than I would have loved Facebook, and making TikToks for you guys, I wouldn't trade this for the world. Has a fan ever gave you a gift? As a matter of fact, one of the first fans I ever met while working at Subway gave me a gift. He gave me a Lucario Pokemon card, which you can see on screen right now. And I keep this card in my phone case for good luck to this day. I cherish this gift more than you can even imagine, even if it's just a Pokemon card. And I know that fan somewhere out there watching this right now. Thank you again for the gift, buddy. I will cherish this forever. Let me get week 2 of trying your guys' subs. In case you missed it, guys, I was on Subway's page and I tried one of your guys' subs last week, and it's time to do week 2 of trying your subs. So what I need from you guys is I need you to comment what your Subway sandwich build is, and I'm going to pick one of you lucky winners and display you on the Subway TikTok page. Stay tuned and make sure you're following both of us so you can see who gets picked. I know some of you have some yummy, yummy sandwiches. Where do all the subs go from the videos? So once upon a time, not too long ago, I actually used to eat every single sandwich I'd make for a video. If we're being real, it was completely unhealthy and I probably gained like 10 or 15 pounds in that process. But now these are all sandwiches that go straight to customers. Most of them are online orders, or if it's a fan that comes in, I'll record their sandwich to be on TikTok too. Have you ever said to a Karen, I am the manager? I had a woman walk into the store one day and she asked for a nice tuna sandwich. Every tuna sub comes with 4 scoops regularly, but this woman wasn't having it. She was trying to tell me that I was making the sandwich wrong and that a standard tuna comes with 6 scoops. I told her, listen, I'm the manager and I train literally every single employee that works at this store. That shut her up pretty quickly. What is the longest someone has come just to see you? So yesterday I had these 3 very nice guys come in and they told me they drove all the way from Ohio to come to my Subway. This was so mind-blowing to me, and guys, please don't do this. My Subway is literally just a Subway. But those 3 gentlemen's names are Geyer, Beck, and Michael, so shout out to you 3. And these nice gentlemen left me a $20 tip. Honestly, such great energy, and I hope it was worth the couple hours of driving. Do a sub with only meat and the boys got you with 1.2 million likes. Alright boys, let's see if you could pull this off. This is a very oddly specific request, but you guys have done it before, so let's see if it happens again. This sub is just a classic Italian BMT. Just the meat like you've asked. And this is actually the sub that I recommend to every single person whose first time it is going to Subway. You can really never go wrong with an Italian BMT.